Khepri Sting got a full rework, and I don't think people realize how deep it really goes. A lot of players are only scratching the surface, and most players think they know what it does. Throw smoke, cloud go boom, cloud spreads, cool, but here's the thing. Khepri's has a ton of hidden interactions with weapons, aspects, fragments, even armor mods that really make it one of the most surprising exotics in the game right now. It is really strong, and I'm going to walk through all of it, step by step, because you need to see how this thing actually works and can get things rolling. You'll never look at it the same way again, and as I go, build and build, I'm telling you, you're going to be like, oh, it does that too? It works with that too? And I know these gloves pretty well. I like Khepri's. I've used them on and off throughout the years of Destiny, and they were never the strongest exotic, far from the worst, but not exactly the best. What kept me coming back was that they were just simply fun to use. I like them. That said, previously, Khepri Sting would instantly cast a smoke bomb on melee hits when you had full melee energy, then you got True Sight, did more damage. But now it's a whole different thing. Defeating a weakened target releases a burst of weakening smoke and refunds smoke bomb energy. And because of this, on how everything's coded, you start a loop with the right subclass setup, the right weapons. Khepri's becomes more than just a fun exotic, it becomes a full engine for builds, absurd synergy. And in the Crucible, I even managed to snag my first ever full M&K We Ran Out of Metals. I have hundreds of console controller, and since I've been learning M&K, I've been going for it. I was really glad I did it with this setup, so I do have a small PvP section. So the review isn't just about the rework on paper. I'm going to show you how to get the most out of it. The builds, weapons, fragments, aspects, the sneaky little interactions that make this thing go from, oh, that's neat to, wow, that's kind of nuts. The exotic revolves around two things, weaken and melee energy refunded. So in PvE, weaken increases damage taken by 15%, you debuff them. In PvP, it's 7.5%. When you tag enemies with a smoke bomb, they glow, they're debuffed. You defeat one of them, a large burst of smoke spreads, and then it weakens the nearby enemies. It's a wide explosion, it chains, it just keeps on spreading. You defeat those weakened enemies, and the process repeats. You're adding in the fact that each kill on these weakened enemies refunds roughly 1/3 of your smoke bomb energy. So you've got this loop where you throw the smoke, get about 3 kills with it, get the smoke back, you can keep going. You're spreading weaken everywhere. It's basically Hunter's version of Necrotic Grip. But where Necrotic Grip shines is through the weapon pairings like Osteo, Thorn, Necro. Khepri Sting is a little bit different. Its true strength comes from not only the weapon pairings, it has great ones, but with what it does with the aspects and fragments. So we have 3 categories to go through before we start building it out. The legendary weapons, exotic weapons, and then the subclass synergy. With the legendary pairings, we first have demoralized weapons. Precision final blows cause nearby targets to become weakened, so you land that headshot final, the surrounding enemies are instantly debuffed. When you down those enemies, each one procs a smoke cloud where you can start chaining. You don't even need to throw your smoke bomb, the weapon is spreading weaken for you. So the primary ammo demoralized options are Anamnesis and Fortunate Star, the Void Bows, Exalted Truth, Hand Cannon, Joxer's Longsword, the Pulse Rifle from Shaxx, Admetus and Aisha's Embrace, and then the Tidal SMG. These let you start a weakened chain by landing headshots. The second one to look for is Withering Gaze weapons. Aim down sights for a little bit, your next shot weakens a target. So this is all in one, because that first bullet weakens them, that means they turn to smoke immediately, and then you can start spreading it. Then you only need to down the enemies around that to make it chain. And when you need to do a chain again, Withering Gaze or use a smoke bomb. Withering Gaze is great. Primary ammo Withering Gaze options include Exalted Truth, Joxer's Longsword, Admetus and Aisha's Embrace for the scouts, Lotus Eater, a sidearm. Really, to me, Joxer's is a standout here because it has both Withering Gaze and Demoralize in the right column. You go to Shaxx, you buy them until you find one that you like. And me, I was trying to get it, I got it, I paired it with Pugilist. So Pugilist combined with the Khepri's perk that refunds a smoke bomb allows you to get the smoke bomb back in just 2 kills. Now both of these are enhanced Withering Gaze, enhanced Pugilist, but throw smoke, couple downs, throw again. If the bomb isn't up, you still have Withering Gaze to keep the engine running, and Pugilist Demoralize is also excellent. Be looking to get that one. Then there's the exotics like Buried Bloodline, and here's some awesome gameplay in the background, if I had one. But you Devour, Lifesteals with it, it pairs nicely. Then Slayer's Fang. With Night Sworn Sight active, you get True Sight, faster reload, more precision damage, and sub-munitions weaken targets. So this is another source of weaken that does not require the smoke bomb. You get volatile rounds on this thing and it's chaos. It does take special ammo though. Then the final 2 are some of the best Collective Obligation. Its Leech perk lets you grab weaken from your smoke and you can just carry it forward. You add in volatile rounds, you can leech that too, and you're chaining debuffs constantly. But you end up having Collective Obligation with weaken, volatile rounds, but there's a burst of smoke with those 2 things. It is really good. And there's a ton more to add to it that we'll talk about. And this is the best I've seen Collective Obligation perform. And finally, finally, we have what I believe is the best overall for Khepri's third iteration with the Catalyst. I haven't reviewed third iteration, but to me, and I am dead serious, it's one of the best primary weapons in the history of the franchise. It's incredible. Hold aim down sights, you have amalgamation. Those rounds hit hard. They grant true sight and invisibility. And with the Catalyst, final blow spread weaken. So it's demoralize. So on top of Khepri's, those enemies that you weaken, you're spreading the smoke. It is very, very good. And that's just the weapons. The true engine is the aspects and fragments, even the mods, with how they interact with Khepri's Sting. Let's establish first that the smoke bomb that explodes from Khepri's Sting is coded as a powered melee. So that means something like heavy-handed works. Your powered melee final blows creates orbs of power. I don't have any siphons on, but I'm dropping this Khepri smoke, getting downs, we got orbs going. You end up getting the heavy-handed cooldown when using this, so it creates orbs on top of a void siphon. So that's two ways to create orbs when you're spreading the smoke. Focusing strike works. It grants class ability energy when you cause damage with a powered melee attack. Like right here is a regular smoke bomb. You see the little jump from focusing strike, get some class ability energy. You're causing damage with your quote powered melee with these smoke bombs. It gets class ability from that. So super cool. And it's hard to show fully, but hands-on for the helmet works too. Increase super energy. Then we get into the subclasses. We'll start with Nightstalker. Stylus Executioner. There's a ton of weakened targets, there's volatile targets. You get invisibility and true sight when you defeat them. This is going to be your main source of invisibility. There's also third iteration too. Get that headshot final, you go invisible. So there's no vanishing step, there's no trapper's ambush because you're going to be using On the Prowl. And this is the time to shine for On the Prowl. It also gives you 3 fragments, so you get 5 total. When you enter invisibility, you mark a priority target for you and your team. Again, the third iteration example. Get that headshot final, you go invisible, something's marked. Defeating that marked target creates a smoke cloud, kind of like Khepri's, right? So now you have 2 smoke cloud instances, but the On the Prowl smoke cloud is way more powerful. It deals more damage and it lingers. So enemies step into it, they'll get weakened. You can keep the chain going that way. It'll down enemies, keep the chain going that way. And since it lingers, you can pass through it and your allies, and you can gain invisibility. It makes a huge difference with Khepri's Sting. It is very, very good. I tried trappers, I tried all the ones, and On the Prowl is the way because we're going to pair more. Not only that, when you defeat that marked target, you and nearby allies get a faster reload stability, and all abilities get energy to them. Class ability, melee, grenade, adding to the engine. Then it goes further with the fragments. We have Expulsion. Void ability final blows cause targets to explode. And before I go on, Nightstalker and Prismatic play completely different. They do completely different things. And one of the main draws to Nightstalker is On the Prowl paired with Expulsion, because this is Bloom, this is explosions. Those exploded targets getting collateral, spreading poison as well. It's like a poison graviton lance. You add in volatile rounds and it's a light show. It is great, and I dare say needed with Khepri Sting when you build it out. Next, Leeching. Melee final blows start health regeneration for you and nearby allies. The smoke bomb is a powered melee, so when you throw it out, get downs, you get health regen. But as you can see right here, low health, aim down sights, get weaken going, get my smoke cloud chain going. Khepri's gets a down. Well, you get health regen. But you're just going to be playing, and the smoke bomb's going to be going off doing its own thing. You're going to get health regen because you have leeching on. Then we have instability. Defeating targets with grenades grants volatile rounds. So this is to add in volatile rounds to all of this, which is great because it's more explosions. It's spreading even further. You have the Expulsion Bloom. You have Khepri's doing its thing. It's awesome. On the Prowl, we have Harvest. Defeating weakened targets grants orbs of power and avoid breach. That's going to happen a lot. They're all weakened. That's what you're doing. Now you have this creating orbs because they're weakened, orb of power and void breach. You have heavy-handed creating orbs because it's powered melee final blows, and you have the siphon creating orbs because it's a void weapon. Then you have starvation. Picking up that orb of power or void breach, you get devour. So out of all these, you can drop instability if you want in case you don't want volatile rounds. I quite enjoy them, but you could add in, let's say, persistence instead. That way devour can last longer. But on Nightstalker, I'm using third iteration because I believe it's the best one. You can do other things, but with third iteration, you get the final blow. It spreads weaken, you've gone invisible. One of them is marked. You down that one, you get a ton of ability energy, and allies do as well. You get another smoke cloud that lingers. It can get downs, it can spread weaken, it can create bloom or explosions. All of it is spreading. And hidden in there, you're getting your health back. You're getting a ton of orbs. You get devour, you get breaches. Melee energy on demand, your smoke, I didn't talk about it, but through all of this, you can just keep throwing out the smoke bomb because it's going to be coming right back. Then you down those ones that you hit with it and keep going. It goes on and on and on. And really with this kind of build, you can run 3rd iteration, Mint retrograde. It's ready to do higher tier content. It is. And it makes solo content just much, much easier. It's a great setup. Khepri does a lot more than you think. Then we have Prismatic. All of it changes. I mean, really. Does not look like or play like Nightstalker with what we just went over. And yes, you still have heavy-handed. You have all those things from your armor mods. And on Prismatic, you're running Stylex Executioner, and the other is Gunpowder Gamble. Defeat targets with abilities, elemental debuff damage, or solar weapons to charge up the gamble. Khepri says you covered on all this. You're just gonna play, and you're gonna get a Gunpowder Gamble. It's gonna happen pretty quick. I use the grapple and the smoke bomb, but the fragments, check this out. And these are some odd fragment choices, but we have Justice. While Transcendent, your ability final blows create explosions. 2 things about this. First, while you're in Transcendence, you do have a fast scaler on the smoke bomb. This inherently pairs with Khepri's scaler, meaning you get downs with it, downing weakened targets, it's coming back fast. You get to throw a ton of smoke bombs. Not only is that smoke bomb coming back, but the downs that it's creating explosions, spreading the weaken. But also, not only that, while you're in Transcendence, remember, the Khepri's is coded as a powered melee. So, Withering Gaze, Demoralize, all those things that we talked about, spreads weaken, spreads the smoke bomb. That will also cause explosions from your weapon because the smoke bomb is an ability. Super cool. Then we have Balance. Rapid defeats with light energy grants melee energy, and that's perfect. You're using a void weapon. It goes with the Khepri's perk. It just works. And then we have Bravery. This is the most important part of the Prismatic engine, and it's a cool interaction. I don't think that you're ready for it. Defeating targets with a grenade grants volatile rounds to your void weapons. Defeating targets with a powered melee grants your strand weapons unravel rounds. So this is why we have Gunpowder Gamble. Use the weapon of choice as intended. I have 3rd iteration as the example. It's downing weakened targets, spreading poison. By doing this, you're getting a Gunpowder Gamble. You throw Gunpowder Gamble, it gets a down. That's a grenade kill. So, 3rd iteration, or whatever void weapon you're using, now has volatile rounds. You then start using your volatile round void weapon, and you're creating the Khepri smoke cloud. And this is all day. This is a constant loop. As long as you're down to stuff, you're getting the gamble, then you're getting volatile rounds. But also something else happens. As you're getting downs, the smoke's dropping, as we've been talking about. It's a powered melee. You switch to your strand weapon, it has unravel rounds. Super cool, right? Because, again, Khepri's is that powered melee. It counts as that. You didn't have to throw a powered melee. Khepri's did it for you. And that's just in general. You could be playing, spread smoke as you do. The smoke bomb gets a down. It gives your strand weapon unravel rounds. Super cool. And that's a big part of the loop. Just playing regular, you get a gunpowder, you throw it, you get it down, you get volatile, and your weapon will give you unravel rounds for your strand weapon. It's awesome. Then we have Blessing, just like with Nightstalker. Melee final blows start health regen. While all this is going on, you're getting your health back, and while Transcendent, final blows start health regen for you and your allies. That comes back to the first one, Justice, the explosions. And then we have Purpose. Picking up an orb grants you an overshield. You're going to be creating a ton of orbs, run over them, get health, get an overshield. But both are just completely separate things. Prismatic's loop is just play with those weapons as we discussed. As you do that, you get a gamble, you throw it, you get volatile. And by the way, this is the easiest way to get volatile rounds on a weapon is Gunpowder Gamble because there's no grenade charge needed. You still have your grapple melee if you want it. On top of that, you're getting unravel rounds. So with this loop, weakening, stunning in place because of the weaken, all of it. Switch over to the Mint retrograde with unravel rounds. Then all those little things add in. Getting health regen because you got melee finals, transcendent explosions, tons of energy just to keep going. Orbs from weakened targets, the stuff that's on the armor. Then with Nightstalker, it has the super smoke with On the Prowl. Fast abilities because On the Prowl. Bloom is there all the time. Expulsion. Whereas with Prismatic, you need to be in Transcendence with Justice. It has the health regen from the melee kills. You have a lot of orbs from these weakened targets from the weapon, the armor mod, and the fragment. And with all this, you can use some of the best loadouts in the game. Like I've been showing you, 3rd iteration with the Mint retrograde. It's ready to go out and do things, man. Or you could use what you want. Withering Gaze, Demoralize, an exotic of your choice. There's also a world where you could run a Demoralized legendary and run like Osteo. So you can get that headshot final blow, and on those weakened targets, you can use Osteo Strika. But the main thing is, you have seriously like 15 interactions taking place going on when you use Khepri Sting, when you put it together how I built it out. I'm very impressed. It is so good. Crucible-wise, here's the deal. Honestly, the strong part of using it doesn't even have to do with using it. It's a Withering Gaze weapon with Stylex Executioner because this imitates early Destiny 2 Stylex Executioner. Remember, you can just crouch, get True Sight, Invisibility. Well, you're doing that in 2025. You're weakening them with Withering Gaze. I've been using Joxers. Therefore, When you down them, you go invisible and get true sight. It's just that with Khepris, since you're doing this anyway, you get to spread weaken, you get that smoke cloud. And what's cool about that, if enemies are close and you get hit by it, it sucks getting hit by a smoke. You're disoriented, they move slow, it's kind of funny. And then those weaken enemies, if you do down them, all those things are in play. Bloom, everything. You can do a loadout like Joxer's Rat King, because with Rat King, remember, get a kill, reload, go invisible, and since you went invisible, that procs on the Prowlet marks someone, so when you down them, you get the big smoke cloud from that. In PvP, it's fun, just like the original Khepri Sting. Nothing more, nothing less. You do need a Withering Gaze weapon. That way, all of your downs let you go invisible and have true sight, and all those downs have a smoke cloud. If other enemies are close, they start getting into trouble. It's mostly for PvE, but can do some fun things in the Crucible. In conclusion, I do think a lot are missing out on Khepri Sting. It's more than, oh, fart cloud spread. Nice. It interacts with a ton of abilities, fragments, perks, armor mods, you name it. There's endless possibilities. You could run a demoralized weapon with Osteo. You could run the smoke bomb with Trinity Ghoul and spread it that way. And I do believe that it's ready for higher tier play. I do. Try it out. I have the loadout codes down below. I have you set up with Mint Retrograde and third iteration, and you can try different things from there. I think you'll like it. If you're new here, remember to hit the subscribe button. And if you are subscribed, thank you so much for your support. Let's talk about Khepri Sting down below, the rework. How do you feel about it? Thank you for watching, and until the next one, I am CoolGuy.